Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing? It's always morning. So thank you for coming to Plutus Voices, Denver. This is the fourth Plutus Voices event we've had. And for those of you who might be kind of new or you don't know much about it, Plutus Voices is an event that we're putting together through the Plutus Foundation to talk about money issues, but to talk about specific issues relating to money that don't get a lot of attention in our community of bloggers, podcasters, and speakers, authors, and they're all topics that we feel are really important. We've done topics like mental health and personal finance. We've done topics like connecting with underserved communities. And today our topic focuses on financial independence and women. And I can't wait to hear the stories that we have today from people who are pursuing financial independence, or they have pursued financial independence, and there are certain obstacles that they've had along the way. And we want to bring some more attention to why the general message of financial independence out there doesn't always apply to everybody in the exact same way. So I think that's a great topic for us to cover, and I'm so glad that you're here today to experience some of this and to have some great discussions. And what we do have several speakers. We have Kayla Sloan from 10K VA and Chris Engert from Denver by Foot. And they're going to have some stories to share that are really exciting and really interesting and really informative, and could, for those of you who are bloggers or podcasters, or you produce content about money. Yeah. Yeah, actually, let me see. How many of you do have some kind of message that you put out there, either as a blogger or a podcaster, or you speak about money? Okay, that's great. These events are designed for you, but they're also designed for people who are interested in the financial information that we provide. So it's a really great mix, and everybody's going to get a lot out of this. So again, Kayla Sloan from 10K VA, Chris Engert from Denver by Foot. But before we get to that, and actually before I get to that, I want to say that after that, we actually will take this group, we'll split into smaller groups and have a discussion surrounding 3 discussion questions that we would love for everybody to share their opinions on. Everybody will get a chance to say something, share their opinions. We'll come back as a group after that, and we'll go around the room, and everybody will get a chance to explain how what their responses are to some of these questions. It's a really interesting format. I've loved it and other things that I've done before, and I've brought it into Plutus Voices, and we've gotten a lot of great feedback about it. So I'm excited to do that. But we wouldn't be here today if it weren't for our 2 sponsors. First, Kayla, thank you for sponsoring. It's very much appreciated. And also NEFI, the National Endowment for Financial Education, is a great organization. We're happy to work with them. And Paul was able to find us this beautiful venue here at the Denver Press Club. This is amazing. And there's a lot more to it. Of course, we've got the bar over there, the dining room over here. There's rooms upstairs too. It's just an amazing place to have an event. So thank you to NEFI for making that happen. So what we're going to do is first, Paul will say a few words from NEFI, and I'd encourage you all to listen and check out the organization if you aren't familiar with them. And while we transition between each speaker, it will take a few minutes for us to take this microphone and move it on to each additional person. Because what we're doing is we're recording this, and the recordings are available to everybody who's here for free. And it's also something that we put out there for Plutus Voices that people who haven't attended, who want to engage with this information, they will be able to access that online as well. So make sure you look for the emails afterwards so you know where to access this content, and feel free to share it with your audiences as well if you think it'll be something of interest to them. So again, let me welcome Paul Golden from NEFI.
I don't need long. I don't have a huge agenda. Thank you all for coming. This is cool. Those that don't know about the National Endowment for Financial Education, we're locally based. We're a private operating foundation here in Denver, and we've been around financial education for almost 4 decades. We do a youth curriculum program, and we have partnered with more than 140 different nonprofits during our time of existence. Everything from Dress for Success, as we talk about connecting with women and money, the National Council Against Domestic Violence, National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, to the Boy Scout Merit Badge, American Cancer Society, MS Society. You know, there's so many different challenges and interactions and different interactions that people have with money as they go through life's events. So that's kind of what we do. I invite you to check us out. As Harlan said, NEFI.org is our website. We're also a very big research shop. We're trying to motivate state standards being put in place in schools, so our youth are being exposed to financial education as well. And as you all know, working in this space, it's an uphill battle, but it's one that's worth fighting. We've known Plutus for several years now. NEFI was an organization that was at one of the first FinCons. Has anyone been to FinCon? Show hands, like how many been to FinCon? That's cool. If you haven't, if you didn't raise your hand, go to FinCon. It's fun. A lot of peers. You will walk away with a lot of motivation and information on kind of building your brand and learning to communicate with different audiences. So I think you'd like that. But we went to the first one out it was in Schaumburg, Illinois. It was outside Chicago, and there was 50, 60. You were there.
Yeah, I think it was about 150 people.
Was it that many? Okay. Good morning. But now we're talking about an audience that's almost 3,000. And so you see more people moving into this space. They're moving into blogging, they're moving into podcasting, and they're helping people understand how to deal with the challenges of managing your money, how to connect money to your lifestyle, and just understanding that people come from so many different walks of life. And that's the great thing about what you do as content providers in this room. And NEFI wants to support that. One of our big things is supporting intermediaries and the people who are delivering education on to others. And so we're just so happy to be connected with Plutus. We've known about them since then, and to see that they're doing this Plutus Voices, and it's just this close-knit community conversation, that's great. This is a building block and a stepping stone. It's going to build to something so much more impactful in the future, and I just know it will be. So we're happy to be here and support. Hope you enjoy the Denver Press Club. It's unique. It just got a historical registry not too long ago. 3 floors. Upstairs is the Ghost. So if you go up these stairs here, there's another bar. There's nothing up there. And if you just stand right by the sofa and there's a little library area, just see if you have an interaction. I will say this. I took somebody up here once, and we went up the stairs, and we're standing there, and I was telling them this. I was like, so a lot of people have said if you stand here, you're going to hear something. And across the room was, shh. Go ahead and look. There's no radiators. There's nothing up there. There's no vents. So I don't go upstairs anymore. Downstairs is kind of like a back room, poker room, you know, like the very old school style cigars and media. So you never know what has happened there. There's a lot of don't ask, don't tell. So explore the club. While we're doing our event and our conversations, the bar will remain open. The food's there, so please take advantage of it. In this topic, and one of the reasons we were so interested in this particular Plutus Voices event is financial independence in women. Is something that's very near and dear to NEFI's heart. And the timing is perfect because we are doing a Twitter chat next week. It's on Friday, October 11th, which is International Day of the Girl. And I'm going to invite my colleague up here just quickly to give you the details on it. If anyone wants to participate in it, we're going to give you the hashtags and all that information real quick, and then we're going to keep on the schedule. But
okay, this is great. Yes, so next Friday is going to be International Day of the Girl, which is a wonderful day to empower girls all over the world. And NEFI is especially excited because we're going to be holding our first Twitter chat ever. And we're partnering with Invest in Girls and Jewish Women International, 2 wonderful organizations you should definitely check out because they invest in girls and they invest in young women in financial literacy, which is a very important topic because there is a huge financial literacy gap, which is what this conversation is going to be about, is how do we close the financial literacy gap for women and girls. It's going to be, like Paul said, on October 11th at 2 p.m. and use the hashtag Invest in her, sorry. And yeah, just follow along. Follow NEFI at NEFI_.org, I believe, yes. And we look forward to having you part of the conversation. Thank you so much for being here.
And just so you know, that's 2 p.m. Eastern, so noon our time. I know most of you local. So you're not here to hear from us? Let's get the conversation going. We're just happy to be here. Thanks, Harlan, for inviting us, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks again to Nefi for setting everything up for this event. And next up, we're going to have Kayla Sloan from 10K VA